Hello, my friends, and welcome back for another Chromantic Creations original YouTube video. Today, we're going to spend some time in my sketchbook. I recently bought a new sketchbook just to put in all my artistic thoughts. I have different ones, so I have like a watercolor sketchbook. I have a sketchbook where I just put in planned pieces, and this is just going to be my everyday junk sketchbook, where I just dump all my artistic ideas and let it all out. So this is my new Artica sketchbook. It is a square-shaped, hard-covered, faux leather bound book. It's 8 by 8 inches, and I think the paper is like 250 GSM or something like that. It's pretty nice paper. I love how it feels right here. I was actually petting it. So I love to sketch skin tones with this Prismacolor Polyerase colored pencil in the color terracotta. Terracotta, I think, is like the closest to skin tone, and it's one of those colors that erases better. The red ones and some of the purples are really staining. The paper feels nice and silky, and I was experimenting with a different viewpoint, I guess. One of my original paintings, one of my first paintings, was of a girl like sucking on a lollipop, and it had like drips coming down, and I painted this in watercolor. So I was just interested in the same kind of theme, but switching up the angle. And then I later went to paint this concept idea in my watercolor sketchbook. But right here, I'm just exploring, I guess, the thought. The thought came to mind, and I'm like, all right, well, let's get it down on paper. And that's the whole point of a junk sketchbook. I think it's like really important to spend time in your sketchbook daily. For a long time, I didn't have a junk sketchbook. I had started one a couple years ago, but quickly realized that I mistreated it in a way. I wouldn't finish any of my doodles. They would be pretty pointless. I didn't do like structured exercises. Like, it was the worst kind of junk sketchbook. And the message I kind of want to put out in this video is you should spend time practicing, but the time should have a point to it. Like, what are you exercising today? What ideas do you need to get out? Like, make this time in your sketchbook meaningful. What are you practicing or learning today? And essentially, if you don't use it, you lose it. So I've been trying to spend at least 10 minutes every day in my sketchbook. Some days I don't do well with that. Actually, the past week, I didn't spend any time in my sketchbook. And I mean, I noticed sketching was a lot harder. I had a lot more anxiety around it. I wasn't feeling like the decompression of stress like I was feeling when I would spend at least 10 minutes in my sketchbook every day. Art is therapy for me. That's why I started it to begin with. And just spending time with it, it's kind of like time in your diary, but I'm also strengthening my fundamental skills as an artist. So I guess just enjoy the rest of this sketchbook time and make sure you're spending time with your sketchbook. If art is important to you, you gotta make sure to stretch those muscles and make sure you're implementing muscle memory, I guess, in a way, in your hands. Because if you're not practicing, it's gonna be harder and harder. And I noticed that this week after not sketching for some time, it was a lot more difficult. All right, friends, until next time.